Voting has closed in Myanmar's controversial three-stage general election. The military-backed Union Solidarity and Development Party, or USDP, is presumably heading for a landslide victory. The ongoing civil war sharply dropped Myanmar's voter turnout to about 55% in the first two-phase polls. It was over 70% in the 2020 elections. The third phase of the elections has just wrapped up in Myanmar's urban centers, even as large swathes of the country are excluded. The excluded areas were either under the control of an anti-junta force or gripped by active fighting. Voting was conducted in only 202 townships out of the country's 330. This has also reduced Myanmar's total parliamentary seats from 664 to 586, and a quarter of the seats are automatically handed to the armed forces under a military-drafted constitution. And by the first 2 out of 3 rounds, the junta-backed USDP had already secured a majority in both Myanmar's lower and upper house of parliament. Locals from the country's war-torn regions say that the victory was ensured by the junta's tightening grip and absence of any real opposition.
I don't think the election should have been held. It is unlikely to be free or fair. Holding an election during such a difficult time appears to be an attempt to look good to the international community while using the public for legitimacy.
Throughout the three-phase polls, more than 400 people were prosecuted under a new election code that criminalizes any form of anti-junta protest or criticism of the vote. The Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, has refused to endorse or certify the election. While critics call the polls engineered and fundamentally illegitimate, the military insists that the polls mark a return to democracy.
Whether the international community recognizes this or not, we don't understand their perspective. The people's vote is the recognition we need.
The election comes just days before the 5th anniversary of the 2021 military coup, which plunged Myanmar into a brutal civil war. Former civilian leader Aung San Suu Kyi remains detained, while her National League for Democracy, which won the 2020 election, has been dissolved and barred from contesting. Monitoring groups estimate more than 90,000 people have been killed since the coup, with airstrikes intensifying even as the voting took place.